What associations do you have with the word Russia?
Slavery.
Aggressors.
Невігластво.
Терроризм.
Хан.
Війна.
All these people are from very different countries, they speak different languages, but they perceive Russia in the same way. Why? They all share the experience of living next to a colonial empire. This term is perfect to describe the centuries-old attitude of Russia towards the neighbors, and here's why. Modern researchers say there are many types of imperialism and colonialism, but most of them agree on key characteristics that make a country a colonial empire. Centralized control. One center, a metropole, controls the periphery. Inequality. People living in the metropole have more privileges, higher status than the others, and they are considered more civilized. Violence. Economic, cultural, and social. The metropole oppresses people from the periphery. Imperial consciousness. The belief that the metropole has the right for everything and anything. Forced assimilation and distortion of national identities to the standards of the metropole. This all stands true for Russia too. Various Russian governments and rulers during the 18th, 19th, and early 20th century openly dreamed of copying Western methods of colonization in the Caucasus, Central Asia, and even Africa. But why does the world still not perceive Russia as a colonial empire? First, because of the outdated myths that a metropole and colonies should be separated by oceans and only people of color can be colonized. This is a very Western-centric view, colonial in itself. In contrast to it, modern researchers cite examples of, say, Ireland or Scotland. Secondly, when colonialism began to lose prestige in the early 20th century, Moscow quickly flipped the PR script and started presenting itself as anti-colonial champion. From Lenin to Putin, Russian propaganda for decades has been claiming that Russia is the enemy of colonialism. But Russia would say one thing abroad, but do a typical colonial imperialism behind the Iron Curtain at home. Why is it important to talk about it now? The genocide in Ukraine shows the price we all pay for allowing colonial empires to exist in 21st century. But we can't end it without educating ourselves on the historical context and using the correct language describing it. This explainer was created as part of Volya Hub, an international network that promotes education about Russian colonialism and its consequences.